belly fat is just about how they look in the mirror, but what if I told you that the most dangerous fat in your body isn't the kind you can pinch, it's the kind you can't even see? And that fat is called visceral fat, the deep belly fat that wraps around your organs, quietly increasing your risk of heart disease, diabetes, and even early death. And the scary part is, you can look normal on the outside and still have high levels of it, which means this isn't just about aesthetics, this is about survival. And today, you're going to understand exactly how to lose visceral belly fat fast using simple, realistic strategies that actually work in real life, not extreme diets or unrealistic routines that burn you out in a week, but methods you can stick to long enough to see real transformation. Because the truth is, visceral fat is actually one of the easiest types of fat to lose once you understand how your body works, and once you stop making the common mistakes that keep it locked in place. Let's start with what visceral fat really is, because understanding the enemy makes it easier to defeat it. Visceral fat is stored deep inside your abdominal cavity, surrounding vital organs like your liver and intestines. And unlike subcutaneous fat, the soft fat under your skin, visceral fat is metabolically active, which means it releases hormones and inflammatory substances that mess with your body's normal functions. It increases insulin resistance, slows down fat burning, and keeps your body stuck in a fat-storing mode. And this is exactly why so many people struggle to lose belly fat, even when they think they're doing everything right, because they're focusing on the wrong things, like doing endless crunches or starving themselves, while ignoring the real drivers of visceral fat accumulation. Now here's the good news. Visceral fat responds very quickly to the right lifestyle changes, often faster than other types of fat, which means if you follow what I'm about to show you, you can start seeing results in just a few weeks, not months. But you have to be consistent, because there is no shortcut that replaces discipline, and anyone telling you otherwise is selling you a fantasy. The first and most important step is creating a calorie deficit, because no matter what anyone says, you cannot lose fat without burning more calories than you consume. But here's where most people go wrong. They either eat way too little and crash their metabolism, or they underestimate how much they're actually eating. So instead of starving yourself, focus on a moderate calorie deficit, something you can maintain daily without feeling miserable, because consistency beats intensity every single time. And when you're in a steady calorie deficit, your body has no choice but to start using stored fat for energy. But calories alone are not enough. What you eat matters just as much as how much you eat, because certain foods directly influence how your body stores fat, especially around your belly. And one of the biggest culprits is sugar and refined carbohydrates. Foods like soda, white bread, pastries, and processed snacks spike your blood sugar, causing your body to release insulin. And when insulin is constantly high, your body is in fat storage mode, especially in the abdominal area. So if you're serious about losing visceral belly fat fast, you need to reduce your intake of these foods and replace them with whole, nutrient-dense options like lean protein, vegetables, fruits, and healthy fats. Protein in particular is your best friend when it comes to fat loss, because it increases your metabolism, reduces your appetite, and helps preserve muscle mass while you lose weight. And the more muscle you have, the more calories your body burns at rest, which accelerates fat loss over time. So aim to include a good source of protein in every meal, whether it's eggs, chicken, fish, beans, or Greek yogurt, because this simple change alone can dramatically improve your results. Now let's talk about one of the most underrated factors in visceral fat loss, and that is stress. Because when you're constantly stressed, your body releases a hormone called cortisol, and high cortisol levels are directly linked to increased belly fat storage, especially visceral fat. This is why people who are always anxious or sleep deprived often struggle with stubborn belly fat, no matter how much they diet or exercise. So if you're ignoring your stress levels, you're fighting an uphill battle. Simple habits like getting enough sleep, taking breaks, going for walks, or even practicing deep breathing can significantly lower cortisol and make fat loss easier. Sleep itself deserves special attention because poor sleep doesn't just make you tired, it disrupts your hormones, increases hunger, and reduces your ability to burn fat. Studies have shown that people who don't get enough sleep tend to store more visceral fat, even if their diet is the same. So if you want to lose belly fat fast, aim for at least 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep every night, because this is when your body recovers, repairs, and resets the systems that control fat loss. Now let's move on to exercise, because while diet is the foundation, the right type of training can speed up your results dramatically. And here's where most people waste their time, doing endless hours of slow cardio, thinking it's the best way to burn fat, when in reality, a combination of strength training and high-intensity interval training is far more effective. Strength training helps you build muscle, which increases your metabolism and improves insulin sensitivity, making it easier for your body to burn fat, while high-intensity interval training, or HIIT, pushes your body to burn a high number of calories in a short amount of time and keeps your metabolism elevated even after the workout is over. That doesn't mean you have to spend hours in the gym. Even 20 to 30 minutes of focused training 3 to 5 times a week is enough to see significant changes, especially if you combine it with a proper diet. And if you prefer home workouts, that's perfectly fine. Exercises like squats, push-ups, lunges, and burpees can be just as effective when done with intensity and consistency. Another powerful tool for losing visceral belly fat is increasing your daily activity outside of workouts, something known as non-exercise activity thermogenesis, or simply moving more throughout the day. This includes walking, standing, taking the stairs, or even doing household chores. And while it may seem small, these activities add up and can make a huge difference in your overall calorie burn, especially if you have a sedentary lifestyle. So instead of focusing only on your workouts, look for ways to stay active throughout your day. Hydration is another factor that people often overlook, but drinking enough water supports your metabolism, helps control hunger, and improves overall body function. Sometimes what you think is hunger is actually dehydration, so make it a habit to drink water regularly throughout the day, especially before meals, because this can help you eat less without even trying. Now let's address one of the biggest myths in fitness: spot reduction, the idea that you can target belly fat by doing ab exercises. The truth is, you cannot choose where your body loses fat from. Fat loss happens systemically, meaning your body decides where to burn fat based on genetics and hormones. But the good news is that visceral fat tends to be one of the first types of fat your body reduces when you're in a calorie deficit and following the right habits. So while ab exercises can strengthen your core, they won't directly burn belly fat, and focusing only on them can slow down your progress. Consistency is where most people fail. They start strong, motivated, and ready to change, but after a few days or weeks, they fall back into old habits and the results never come, not because the plan didn't work, but because they didn't stick with it long enough. And this is where you have to be different. You have to understand that real transformation takes time, effort, and patience, but the rewards are worth it, not just in how you look, but in how you feel, your energy levels, your confidence, and your overall health. And here's something most people won't tell you: you don't need perfection to see results. You don't need to eat perfectly every day or never miss a workout. What you need is consistency over time, making better choices more often than not, because those small decisions compound, and over weeks and months, they create massive change. If you follow these steps, maintain a calorie deficit, eat whole foods with enough protein, reduce sugar and processed foods, manage your stress, prioritize sleep, combine strength training with high-intensity workouts, stay active throughout the day, and stay consistent, you will lose visceral belly fat, and you will do it faster than you think, because your body is designed to adapt, to change, and to improve when you give it the right conditions. So don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait until next week or next month. Start now. Start small if you have to, but start, because every day you delay is another day your body stays the same, and every day you take action is a step closer to the version of yourself you want to become: leaner, healthier, stronger, and more confident. And once you begin to see those changes, once you feel that progress, it becomes addictive in the best way possible, because you realize that you are in control and that transformation is not something reserved for a few lucky people. It's something available to anyone willing to do the work and stay consistent long enough to see it through.